You thought the Tomato Man was bad. You thought the Asian with deep pockets was bad. You thought the pencil neck was bad. Then you better take a look at this greasy bitch. Donn Davis is the co-owner of the PFL and Bellator, and all he does is complain. Just recently, he posted a list of 5 things that went wrong for him in 2024. Keep in mind, Donn has an estimated net worth of $500 million. Yes, the one with a B, and he's out here bitching on LinkedIn about how the investors are not very nice to me. Let's take a look at these 5 issues with this Greaseballs 2024. Number 1, several potential new investors wasted huge amounts of our precious time, but we found the right ones. Your precious time, Donn Davis? Really? You know, a businessman like him should really know that that's kind of how things go with investors and sponsorships. Things take time. Sometimes things don't work out. But that's one of the worst things that happened to him this year. Number 2, big new advertiser agreed to deal and was in final contract, but new management stopped deal. He's speaking in riddles here. Pretty par for the course. I mean, you look at PFL and Bellator, that's a sinking ship. Any advertiser worth their weight in gold knows that you don't jump on a sinking ship. You get off a sinking ship. You get on a life raft. Or a plank of wood that is obviously big enough for more than one person. Number 3, some Bellator star fighters complained on social media about not fighting enough. But PFL makes best overall decisions considering all our fighters. Hey, Greasy Donn, it's called spell check. Get with the program, big guy. Yeah, because you didn't offer them fights. PFL makes best overall decisions considering all of our fighters. What does that mean? You're not giving Patchy Mix fights because Ray Cooper III isn't fighting at the same time? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Bellator and PFL were supposed to be separate entities. Treat them as such. Considering all fighters as one total entity completely defeats the purpose. Number 4, we are growing so fast with our new international leagues that costs in some regions are too high. Oh, what a horrible problem to have. Number 5, major new initiative and expansion is delayed a year by one of our partners through no fault of PFL. Zero accountability. What even is this new initiative? Is it the Super Fight League? Is it the stuff they're trying to do in Africa? Like, major new initiative is so vague that this could mean anything. This could be Donn Davis installing a McDonald's in his house like he's Richie Rich. Like, we don't know what this major initiative is. Okay, business is hard, and I mean that's cool and all. But one of his fighters under contract went into a coma while cutting weight. But that's not a top 5 worst thing of 2024. That's a black mark on your organization. Maybe if the guy wasn't so busy trying to be an influencer on LinkedIn, he would realize that the UFC took a month-long break, and they didn't think to hold a single event while the UFC was on break. Not one. They have 2 organizations, and they didn't hold one event. This would have been their golden opportunity. They could have done it on January 4th, on the Saturday. Take up the time slot that the UFC is usually at. Phenomenal time to get new fans. Oh, there's no UFC on. What am I going to watch? I have a hankering for MMA. Oh, what's this Bellator thing going on? What's this PFL thing? An upcoming change has been announced in the PFL rule set. Elbows are now legal in every fight. That's good news. A month ago, they announced that this was only going to affect title fights. Public pressure forced them to make a permanent change. It only took them 8 years. Withholding things and then acting like you're giving them to us later as a gift is like taking your dad's wallet, wrapping it up real nice, putting a bow on it, and then giving it right back to him. Oh, I heard you wanted this. Yeah, it's my wallet. It has all my funds in it. My Dave & Buster's gift card is in there. But Greasy Donn's 2024 wasn't all bad. Look at this stupid infographic. Number 1 pound for pound men's and women's fighters. This guy has gone insane. Francis Ngannou and Chris Cyborg are good fighters because they are physical specimens. Pound for pound, by definition, takes some of those advantages away. Pound for pound, Brandon Royval fucking smokes Francis Ngannou. They had 2 times the viewership as MLS. For those who aren't in the know, it's Major League Soccer. Nobody cares about soccer in America. Having 2 times the viewership as them is like, oh, we have 2 times the viewership as cricket in America. You know, like, it's not a huge thing in North America. Trust me, I like soccer just as much as the next guy. Football, whatever. But it's just not big in North America. So to compare yourself to that and say, oh, we have 2 times the amount of viewership per event. I don't know how many games are in an MLS season, but I'm guessing it's a lot. So if PFL only has 25 events, they become a hotter commodity, right? This isn't a brag. 100 million annual revenue? How much did investors give you, you know? How much personal money did Donn Davis put in? How much are you giving to Ngannou? Oh, 20 million for a fight that sold 30,000 pay-per-views? Like, we need some more stats here. 85 of the top 300 MMA fighters are in the PFL. What rankings are they looking at? Are they looking at the Tapology ones? Tapology rankings last time I checked said Max Holloway wasn't even in the top 10 at featherweight. Meanwhile, in Bellator, this stupid fuck books Vadim Nemkov versus Tim Johnson. 32 versus 39, and Tim wears damage like he's 43. Got KO'd by Fedor, coming off a loss. Holy mackerel. 2025 is the year that Bellator dies, and I am in an indefinite mourning period. This company used to give me chills. Michael Chandler was the heart and soul of this promotion, and the minute he left, everything went to shit. There was a point in like 2021 where Bellator was good, dude. Benson Henderson, Rafion Stotts, Patchy Mix, Patricio Pitbull, like, there's highlights in Bellator. Things were on the up, and then they got purchased, and now they're gonna die. Like your grandma, she's had her fair share of struggles. She lost her husband a long time ago, and there was one time she got hit by a car. Nobody really wants to talk about that, but she's been doing pretty good. And then somebody leaves a window open, and there's a fucking cougar in the nursing home. Not that kind of cougar, the other one. And everybody's like, how the fuck did cougar get in here? And they're like, well, we don't have enough money for latches on the fucking windows. Not to get too conspiratorial, but Donn Davis is so incompetent that it almost makes me think he's a UFC plant. Because as long as the UFC has a couple of decent competitors, the FTC can't get on their ass as much for being a monopoly. But as long as Donn is in charge, the company can't grow to a level where it can ever compete with the UFC. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Occam's razor. Donn Davis is probably just a greasy businessman with no self-awareness. You just know he smells like an Arby's too. He walks into a room, everybody's heads perk up, think it's catering. Nope, false alarm, just Donn. He walks around the office, someone follows him with a trombone. He used to look like a genuine businessman too, but he stopped shaving and he grew his hair out a little bit. Looks like a used car salesman. His hair is thinning and is also visibly greasy. He looks like a bum. Button up your shirt, you're not Simon Cowell. You know what I would pay to see? A Donn Davis makeover show. You get 5 gay guys and they have 24 hours to fix his appearance. Wowzers, you guys sure did help me out. Donn, we're 45 minutes in and all we did was give you a shower. Yeah, but I mean, like, it's new to me or whatever. Oh my gosh, Donn, have you never had a shower before? Well, no, actually I was busy being a lawyer for the Chicago Cubs and investing in DraftKings and running a successful esports team. What kind of portfolio is this guy running? A couple months ago, he wanted to cross-promote with the UFC for a John Jones versus Francis Ngannou fight. In other news, I've called the Toronto Maple Leafs and offered them a once-in-a-lifetime game against the children I found at my neighborhood rink. We got the fat one, the one with a limp, the Asian. We got the whole gang here. What else is going on in the PFL? Jake Paul is making his MMA debut in the third quarter of 2025. That's something. Earlier in the year, Rampage Jackson is boxing Rashad Evans. Yes, 15 years after their MMA fight. I think the winner of this fight should draw into Jake Paul. Seems fair. Greasy Donn Davis is the reason that the PFL is failing. When asked, the guy can't even name his favorite fight.
Cool. What is Donn's favorite all-time MMA fight? So Donn, you have a night out, you go home, and you're just like, man, I want to watch a fight. What's the first fight you're going to find?
So people who are doctors don't watch medical shows. People who are lawyers don't watch legal shows on TV. I'm aware of everything that's going on because it's important for business. But I don't want to watch other people's MMA shows for enjoyment.
That is a huge red flag. Say what you want about Dana White, but at least he's a fight fan. He's been a part of combat sports for a long time. He walked into a boxing gym when he was 17, watched boxing before that when he was a teenager. He's seen it all, but sometimes he makes a fight and he gets a little bit giddy. You can see a little glimmer in his eye. That just doesn't exist with Donn Davis. He is simply a businessman doing business. So what do you guys think about this fucking grease trap? Let me know in the comments section below. Like, comment, and subscribe for more MMA content. Hopefully this video gets more likes and comments than the average Donn Davis LinkedIn post. That'd be phenomenal. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good time.